I sat alone at the kitchen table that Thanksgiving night, the house echoing with laughter from the living room where my son, Michael, and his family feasted on the turkey I'd spent all day roasting. The golden bird I'd basted with butter and herbs, its skin crisp and juices running clear. The one I'd woken at dawn to prepare. But when I shuffled in, my back aching from hours on my feet, Michael glanced up, his mouth full, and said, "Mom, we saved you some leftovers in the fridge." The table's full. Leftovers. In my own home. The plate he pointed to was cold scraps, pushed aside like an afterthought. I forced a smile, nodded, and retreated to the corner with my meager portion, the chill of the linoleum floor seeping through my slippers as snowflakes tapped against the window like forgotten promises. That night, as I lay in bed, the hurt twisted in my chest like a knife. But by morning, something shifted. I picked up the phone, called the bank, and canceled the credit card I'd linked to his account, the one I'd funded for years, thinking it was love. The next day, his card declined at the store. And that's when he came storming back, red-faced and furious. But oh, dear listener, if you stay with me, you'll hear how this broken old woman finally stood tall, reclaimed her life, and found peace in the silence. You won't believe what happened next. It's a tale of betrayal that turns to triumph, and it might just change how you see your own family. The aroma of sage and thyme still lingered in the air that evening, mixing with the faint scent of pine from the Christmas tree I'd decorated alone the week before. I'd always loved Thanksgiving. The warmth of the oven, the steam rising from mashed potatoes whipped with cream, the way the house filled with the sounds of family. But this year, it felt different. Michael, my only son, had arrived with his wife, Sarah, and their 2 kids, little Emily and Jack. I'd baked pies from scratch, apple with a lattice crust, pumpkins swirled with cinnamon, hoping to see their faces light up like when Michael was a boy. Instead, as I set the table with my best china, the plates I'd saved from my own mother's estate, Sarah wrinkled her nose and said, "Oh, Margaret, we brought our own sides. Yours are a bit traditional. Traditional. As if my recipes, passed down through generations, were relics to be discarded." I swallowed the sting and served anyway, my hands trembling slightly from the arthritis that had worsened these past winters. The snow outside blanketed the yard, muffling the world, much like how my voice had been muffled in my own home. After dinner, while they lounged on the sofa watching football, I cleared the plates, scraping remnants into Tupperware. My portion? A cold drumstick, some congealed gravy, and a scoop of stuffing that had gone soggy. I ate it standing by the sink, the fluorescent light buzzing overhead, tears blurring my vision. How had it come to this? I wondered, the fork heavy in my hand. Memories flooded back as I washed the dishes, the hot water soothing my wrinkled skin. I thought of Michael as a child, his chubby cheeks smeared with chocolate from the cookies we'd baked together on rainy afternoons. I'd worked 2 jobs after his father left, seamstress by day, waitress by night, to keep a roof over our heads. The scent of fresh laundry from folding his tiny shirts, the sound of his laughter echoing through our small apartment. I sacrificed vacations, new clothes, even my dreams of traveling to Europe, so he could go to college. "Mom, you're the best," he'd say, hugging me tight. When he married Sarah, I gifted them the down payment for their house, a cozy rancher in the suburbs, dipping into my savings without a second thought. "It's for your future," I told them, my heart swelling with pride. But over the years, the warmth faded. Sarah started calling less. Her voice clipped on the phone. "Margaret, we're busy with the kids." Michael began asking for money, first for home repairs, then vacations, always with a promise to pay back. "Tomorrow, Mom." I swear, tomorrow never came. I'd hear the entitlement in his tone, the way he dismissed my concerns. "You're overreacting, Mom. It's just family helping family." Last summer, when I fell ill with pneumonia, lying in bed with chills racking my body, they didn't visit. "Too hectic," Sarah texted. Instead, I hired a nurse with my dwindling pension, the silence of the empty house pressing down like a weight. That Thanksgiving was the breaking point. As I nibbled on those leftovers, the taste bitter on my tongue, I overheard them in the living room. "Your mom's getting forgetful," Sarah whispered. "Maybe it's time to talk about the house. We could use the space for the kids." Michael chuckled. Yeah, and her savings would help with the remodel. My house, the one I'd paid off through decades of scrimping, with its garden of roses I'd tended faithfully, petals soft as silk under my fingers. They saw it as theirs, not mine. The betrayal burned, hot and sharp, like touching a stove I'd forgotten was on. In the quiet of that night, wrapped in my faded quilt, the one I'd sewn from scraps of old dresses, I reflected on it all. The sacrifices I'd made poured out like water from a cracked pitcher, only to watch them evaporate. My heart ached with the pain of unappreciated love, the loneliness that had crept in like fog over the lake. But beneath the hurt, a spark ignited. Enough, I thought. Enough of being the doormat, the endless giver. I was 68, not invisible. My hands, veined and spotted, had built this life. It was time to reclaim it. The next morning, frost etched patterns on the window like delicate lace. I brewed coffee, the rich aroma grounding me, and sat at my desk with the folder of papers, bank statements, the will, insurance policies. With calm resolve, I called the bank. I'd like to remove my son from the joint account, I said, my voice steady for the first time in years. Then the credit card, the one I'd added him to for emergencies, which he'd use for gadgets and dinners out. Cancelled. Next, I phoned my lawyer. Update the will. Everything to charity, except a small trust for the grandkids. No more handouts. No more manipulation. By afternoon, my phone rang. Michael. Mom, what the hell? My card got declined at the grocery store. In front of everyone. His voice was a storm, accusatory. I pictured him pacing his kitchen, face flushed. You must have made a mistake. Fix it now. Sarah jumped on the line. Margaret, this is ridiculous. After all we've done for you, you're being selfish. Selfish. The word hung there, ironic and cruel. They begged, then blamed. You're punishing us for one little thing. It's Thanksgiving leftovers. Get over it. I took a deep breath, the scent of fresh snow wafting in as I opened the window slightly. Michael, Sarah, I said, my tone cool and firm, like polished steel. I've given enough. The card is gone. The accounts are mine. If you want respect, start showing it. Silence on the other end. Then sputtering anger. You'll regret this, Mom. We'll see you in court over the house. I hung up, the click of the receiver final, like locking a door. In the days that followed, peace settled over me like a warm blanket. I tended my garden, feeling the earth crumble between my fingers, planting new bulbs that would bloom come spring, symbols of renewal. The house felt lighter without their shadows. I donated old clothes, including the necklace Michael had given me years ago, its chain now tarnished like our bond. Mornings, I'd watch the sunrise paint the sky in pinks and golds, sipping tea from my favorite mug, the one with a chip from a long-ago accident. No more echoes of entitlement, just the gentle hum of independence. Looking back, I see the lesson clear as crystal. Love shouldn't cost your dignity. Boundaries aren't walls, they're gardens where self-respect grows. To any parent out there feeling invisible, remember, it's never too late to stand up. Let go of the broken bowls of betrayal and embrace the empty chair of peace. In the end, karma whispers justice, and you'll find yourself blooming anew.